students, welcome to digital classes. This is chemistry period class +1 and under theme समय 10 से 12 वाला हर घर बने पाठशाला. So today I am going to teach you all about Dalton's atomic theory. But before going to start this topic, let's discuss about some previous topic and recapitulation of law of chemical combination. Dear student, as I shared you in the last video, we discussed about the laws of chemical combination. So basically there are 5 laws of chemical combination: law of conservation of mass, law of definite and constant composition, law of multiple proportion, law of reciprocal proportion, Gay-Lussac law of combined volume. Hope so you understood all these 5 laws. Once you will understood all these 5 laws, then we will move forward. Otherwise, if you not understanding, once again you can see the previous videos. This video is related to the same video. This is the part 2. So before going to see this Dalton atomic theory, let's discuss about the basic concept, the root cause, the history, why we are discussing about the laws of chemical combination. Okay, so dear student, we have studied in junior classes that anything which has mass and occupying space is known as matter. And people, particularly especially philosophers all over the world, even from ancient time, they were trying to find out the composition or the constituent of matter. Indian philosopher Maharishi Kannar, he also studied a number of religious books, particularly Vedas. He stated that if we go on dividing a particular matter, a stage will be ultimately reached when it may not be possible to break it further. He named the smallest individual portion of matter as Pramana. So his view were also shared by some Greek philosopher, and the Greek philosopher like Leucippus and Democritus, these are Greek philosophers. Then further they have done studied, and in the meanwhile the law of chemical combination were given by scientists like Lavoisier, Frost and John Dalton, out of which John Dalton contribution was very much rewarded. A British chemist, he was also working in the field of pretty long time. On the basis of the studies and investigation carried by him, he came out with the statement that the smallest portion of matter cannot be divided in any further is known as atom. It means that the matter is made up of atom, basically, that we did in 9th class also. And in 1808 he came with a famous theory that is called Dalton's atomic theory. Now here I want to tell you, these are the laws, 5 laws, and this is the theory. And what is happening then, the laws, combination of laws, he brought in this theory all these 5 laws that we will see. So generally what is happening, but according to his law, what was there, according to him, smallest portion of matter which cannot be divided any further is called atom. And basically in this law, in this theory, he has brought all these postulates except Gay-Lussac law of combined volume. He has not taken this Gay-Lussac law of combined volume. This is the one of the limitations, and we will discuss in detail in the further. So what is there, Dalton's atomic theory? First we need to study about the postulates of theory. I'm not taking this too long in this video. Postulates of theory will be shared through PDF to you, or you can see it in 9th class book. There are 7 postulates in which quickly I'm going to remind you. First postulates were: matter is made up of extremely small particles called atom. Matter is, I have a book here, from book I'm taking. Matter is made up of extremely small particles called atom. So this is taking law of conservation of mass, the first postulate's first law. In this first postulate, he has described about the law of conservation of mass. Okay, and he made up the extremely small particles that can neither be created nor be destroyed in a physical or chemical changes. According to this postulate, is implied that there is no change in the mass of physical change and chemical change. This you studied in 10th class also when we are doing the balancing. Okay, so according to him, this was the first postulate. And in 7th postulates also he has told about the law of conservation of mass, that is atom can neither be created nor be destroyed in a single chemical. It means that first and 7th postulate is giving us first law of conservation of mass. Second, atom of the same element are identical in all respect, whether in shape, size, mass, and also in the properties. So this is second postulates is satisfying the law of definite proportion, as we did yesterday, in which we have seen that all those elements which is identical in all respect, they will be identical in shape, size and mass. Okay, so therefore their proportion or ratio remain the same, whatever may be mode of the formation. So in this law definite proportion we have studied that. Third, atom of the different element differ in all respect and have also different properties. So this is giving us this is a okay. Next, fourth we will see. First, atom is the smallest portion of matter which can take part in chemical combination. Atom is the smallest portion of matter which can take part in any kind of chemical reaction. So as third, fourth and fifth postulate is not in any of the law. So fifth is atom of the same or different element combined together to form a compound atoms. So sixth postulate is when atoms combine with one another to form compound atom or molecule. They do so in the simple whole number ratio. So this postulate is satisfying the law of multiple proportion. Okay, and the law of reciprocal proportion is that as the atom combine in simple whole number ratio to form molecule, these ratios are bound to remain either same or simple whole number ratio. Okay, that we did with the help of carbon dioxide, methane and water yesterday. Okay, so these are the explanation for the laws of chemical combination by Dalton's atomic theory. So next we will do, after postulate, explanation of laws of chemical combination as I have explained. Third, drawback of and limitation of the theory. What are the drawbacks and limitations of the theory? This also I will take quickly with the help of this book. We have seen that Dalton atomic theory was quite successful in explaining the different laws of chemical combination except the Gay-Lussac law or of combining volume. This is the biggest limitation. Now rest of the limitation, it could explain the law of chemical combination based on weight but not on volume. Okay, the Dalton's atomic theory was explaining the law of chemical combination only based on the weight but not on volume. So this is the one of the limitations. Second, he failed to explain why the atom of different element differ in mass, size and valency. Third, it could not give an explanation as to why atom of the same and different element combine to form molecule. The theory failed to explain the nature of binding force in atom and molecule. Okay, which is in the solid, liquid and gas. It could not give a clear distinction between an atom and molecule. This is the one of the explanation that one of the limitation that is further overcome by Avogadro hypothesis. Okay, so we will study next topic. It could not give a clear distinction between an atom and molecule. He was failed to distinguish atom and molecule. In his theory, atom and molecule is same. Okay, so this is these are the theory, and now to overcome these limitations we have new theory, that is modern atomic theory. Basically what modern atomic theory has explained, modern atomic theory is little bit advanced theory in which atom is not longer indivisible. Atom is not longer indivisible. It means that subatomic particles, there are subatomic particles. This you know, in 9th class you did. Proton, electron, neutron are smaller than atom. All atom of an element may not be similar. This is also correct. See, chlorine, according to him, chlorine have one mass, but in general chlorine has two mass. One is 35, one 37, which give us new definition, isotope. Atom of different element may have same atomic mass. If they have same atomic mass, different number, that can be also, that same atomic mass different number is called isobar. So atom may not always combine in simple whole number ratio. So as sucrose, C12H22O11 is the formula, and its ratio is simplest ratio 12:22:1. Mean it is not coming in this 1:2:3 ratio. It is coming in different ratio. So this also has abolished the law. Atom is no longer indestructible. As we have said, law of conservation of mass is also called law of indestructible. So, but here in nuclear energy, atom can be destructive. It is going to be fission in alpha, beta and gamma energies. So conclusion is what? Most of the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory were either modified or replaced in the form of modern atomic theory. It means that most of the laws, theories in modern atomic theory is taken from Dalton atomic theory. So still the contribution by Dalton toward the atom and combination of atom is marvelous. Okay, so because of that he is truly regarded as father of chemistry. So who is father of chemistry? John Dalton is known as father of chemistry for this contribution. So now next, after this, one next theory is there, that is a Avogadro hypothesis. What Avogadro hypothesis is, that we are doing in the second part. Okay, so welcome dear student. This is part 2, in which we have done before that we have done law of chemical combination. So this is all in sequence of law of chemical combination. Okay, so Avogadro hypothesis. Why there is need to study Avogadro hypothesis? Because as Dalton's atomic theory was not able to explain the differences between atom and molecule, so and second Gay-Lussac law of combining volume, the Avogadro hypothesis help us to study. Okay, so what is the hypothesis mean? Hypothesis mean assume, manna, before proof. Whatever we are thinking, that is hypothesis. Okay, so Amedeo Avogadro, he was one Italian chemist and established a relationship between the volume of gas and the number of molecules. Mean inside the volume, या any gas या any container inside the which the gas is occupied, whatever gas is occupied, so we can find out the relation from that volume about the number of molecule. Okay, so he worked on the relation between volume of gas and number of molecule under a given condition, temperature and pressure. It can be NTP. Okay, so according to this theory, under similar condition we need to remain same of temperature and pressure, and under similar condition of temperature and pressure, equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules. Mean equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules. If we will not change the condition, not change temperature and pressure, which means that whatever is volume of gas, that is the number of molecule also. Okay, so in this way, Avogadro hypothesis and Dalton's atomic theory, when we are bringing together, when both the theories we are concluding, so Berzelius hypothesis came, and this is one of the new hypothesis. According to this hypothesis, equal volume of all gases under similar condition, temperature and pressure contain equal number of atom. Here in this Avogadro hypothesis, equal number of, you can see here equal number of molecule, and here you can say equal number of atom. It means that one thing is proved: the atom and molecule are not same thing, which was one of the limitation in Dalton's theory. So here in this Avogadro hypothesis and Berzelius hypothesis, it is clear little bit, the molecule and atoms are not same. Okay, so the contradiction in this statement is, according to Dalton, half atom of an element cannot exist. Dalton was saying like this way: whenever any atom is reacting in a chemical reaction, so half atom never will be there. Okay, but it found that even fraction of atom was involved in some reaction, but later on it found in some of the reaction there was half atom also, fraction of atom also, 1/2 atom also, 2/3 atom also. This is called fraction. So it brought this clash between two viewpoint. So it brought some contradiction, yeah, one question mark in the mind of people. You mean, if there is no, if Dalton is saying there is no half atom cannot be there, so then how there is half atom in some of the reaction? So Avogadro removed this misgiving by making clear difference between atom and molecule. He has differentiated atom and molecule. Why this difference? Atom is the smallest particle of an element. He said atom is the smallest particle of an element. Now you need to also clarify this. Whenever the question will come, what is atom? So you need to clarify. Atom is the smallest particle of an element, which may or may not have independent existence. It can have independent existence, it cannot be. But molecule is the smallest particle of substance. If atom is the smallest particle of element, the molecule is the smallest particle of substance. Okay, which can exist independently. Molecule can also exist independently, like water. Okay, so conclusion came what of this theory? Molecule is capable of subdividing into a fraction. Molecule is capable of dividing into fraction, but the same is not true for atom. It means that atom cannot be in fraction. This is molecule that is in fraction. So here, which theory was telling, which in some of the reaction we have seen fraction, that is not atom. Atom cannot be fraction. Like we cannot write like this way. H cannot be written in front of H, cannot be written fraction. Okay, there is H2. H2 will be always in fraction. Clear? This is molecule and this single H is atom. So here molecule can be written in fraction, but atom cannot be. So application of Avogadro law we need to study. Where we are applying Avogadro's law? It is applying to determine the atomicity of elementary gases, that we have done in previous classes also. Atomicity, like why oxygen is written O2, why H2H is written H2, why N is written N2. Okay, so this is called atomicity. And determination of relationship between molar mass and vapor density. Now we are going in further next topic about the atomic mass and molecular mass and mole concept. There you will study about molar mass. Determine the relationship. It determines the relationship between molar mass and vapor density of gas, as this law is working for Gay-Lussac law also. Okay, so hope so you understood, dear students. This was all about the theories and laws from physical education, physical chemistry period, chemistry part. So if you have still any problem, so you can call me, as we have started one conferencing call system. This system is really become fruitful if your support, your cooperation will be there. So these conferencing call, I'm sitting just to help you, just to guide you. Okay, so please follow the system and try to overcome from this situation, try to make a different level of teaching learning process. We will definitely become successful. I have full faith, full belief on yourself. I don't have any doubt on your potential. Just what we need to do right now, we need to be very much honest toward our duty, toward our work, toward our passion. Okay, so I hope you will taking care of yourself, and you are staying at home and taking all the precautionary measure to protect yourself from this coronavirus. So this is all about for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.